This is Saints Row Money Shot, a cancelled Saints Row spin-off that would have been for the Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network. So, okay, this is kind of an arcadey score attack type of game. And I think the best way to describe it would be, what if the Emperor Stand from JoJo was in the hands of someone with much, much better luck and a bit of actual competence in there. So, right. In this game, we have a different number of bullets. We start with the UTR X01 and the Goon, which is, hell of a bullet name nowadays. We'll go with the most basic one. So, you don't have to complete every one of these goals, but like I said, this is kind of a score attack type of game, so the intent was to have you, play again and again and try to maximize your score, try to get everything on the list before actually getting to our target, which in this case is Ana. You remember Ana, right? She's that lady from the intro cutscene of Saints Row 2. Her and her terrible talk show. Also, she was in charge of one of the Hitman lists. We're going to kill her now. So this is what some of... Okay. Apparently somebody thinks this bullet is really hot. But anyway. Yeah. We're gonna kill Ana now. And I completely missed this. That is one of the things that gets us more score, is stopping that shooting right there. The missions have kind of their own bits of set piece, so they'll have different things that you can do in them, a lot of different ways to interact with things. If you're looking for a skillful run, I'm sure somebody else on YouTube's done it. There we go. Slow down time a little bit, and there we go. Right between the eyes-ish. I think I was a little off-center, but it doesn't really matter. So this is where you would see more of the things that I did, but I didn't. So yeah, I did not stop that shooting. I think somebody got run over, you could probably stop that too. I simply did not. So after most of the stages, you'll unlock a new bullet. I will try to use all of them. Some of them are better than others, but they all have their different effects, which is kind of neat, but also, I don't know if I like most of them. I don't know if I just, am not exactly clicking with this game and its overall gameplay, or if it's just a thing that needed more fine-tuning, but yeah, I like the basic-ass version of the bullets. None of the others particularly struck my fancy. So, here we have the second stage. Pillars of Ultor, I believe it was called. So, a lot of this leaked version is just stages like this, which is kind of a, training facility, I'm guessing. If I had to guess, these probably would have been, bonus stages, because they feel like they're definitely harder than the three we have that are, the ones like the Ana one. Where it's a set piece with a lot of distinct things in them and a lot of interesting bits to them. They're very dynamic, there's a lot going on, and a lot for you to do overall. These are just very straightforward and take a fair bit more skill. In that, 2 of the 3, quote-unquote main missions I did on my first try. These, some I did, some took a while. They're certainly the most challenging. But also, they're just kind of boring, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed the main 3. I enjoyed the ones that have, a lot of set dressing and a lot of things going on. And I figure that probably would have been the meat of the game, were it actually released, but this being a leaked build, of course, it's a lot more about stages where you can actually test bullets and, really see how the physics work and whatnot, so it makes complete sense. I don't know if these would have been in the full version. Again, if I had to guess, these probably would have been, challenge missions, but sans that context, I think it makes sense that there are a lot of these. because they would just help test the game more than anything else, really. But unfortunately, yeah, I just don't enjoy playing these as much. I should also note that Volition itself did actually do a stream of this game. It was a slightly different build, but honestly, nothing to really write home about. All the details are kind of minute, don't really matter. But yeah, they did play it on the live stream. I'm hoping it's better archived than I think it is, because I found it by going through a link in an article mentioning it, which led to a Twitch VOD, and I don't know, I am just not the most confident in the survival of a Twitch VOD of a now dead company. So, you know, it's a little worrying. But yeah, their stream of this was part of an anniversary stream, so it wasn't like a super laser-focused, like, here's every little bit we can remember about the development of this game, but, you know, there are some interesting tidbits about the game itself from the people who are playing it. I think it's an interesting stream if you want to track it down, but yeah, it's not quite like all the dev stuff you might want. It's just some interesting bits of information. For one, apparently there was supposed to be like a dossier before each mission that tell you about the targets. That'd be neat. They also mentioned that the mission that happens in the middle of this demo was kind of maybe supposed to be the last one. It makes sense as the last one. I don't think it's the most challenging, but maybe that would have been a thing that needed to be fine-tuned. Maybe they would have made it more difficult down the line. I don't know. Kinda hard to tell from an incomplete build. It says work in progress up there. So, you know, extremely not done. But if you're wondering, it is actually not just possible, but pretty easy to find the leaked version online, and Volition seems like they were fine with it being around. They knew about it, and nobody took it down, even when the company was still around. And, I mean, Embracer doesn't seem to care, but they don't care about a lot of things, so that's not really a good indication of anything, really. But, yeah. I think it's a neat stream. But, again, just go in knowing that, like, it's part of a larger stream that was about, you know, Saints Row in general, and not just this game. Oh, gotta hit a moving target. Boop, there we go. Oh, well. He didn't fall over, but that's fine. Is it because I didn't shoot him good enough? No, it's not. Now, again, work in progress. You can't forget that it's a work in progress. Anyway, so, they did mention that, the middle mission was maybe supposed to be the last mission, and I actually happen to agree. Even if they didn't say that, I would have done this one here. And I'm putting the, middle one as the last one. Because the middle one is why I'm playing this. Cool touch right there, though. So, even though this is an unfinished build, they do keep the detail that, the missions in, like, the Ultor training facility, she does not kiss the bullet before she fires. But in the main missions, she does. Because, you know, we're going after an actual target. The target in this case is some biker. I did watch the stream, and I don't think they knew either, unless they said it and I just missed it, but that's when they brought up the whole, like, there's supposed to be a dossier thing, because it really would have been useful here to know who we're trying to kill. I have no idea. So definitely want to slow down here. You basically fail the mission if you don't take this path. You might not, but it's incredibly hard to actually have enough time to do it, if you don't get that 1 hourglass. From here, though, it's smooth sailing. The rest isn't too bad. Oh, and there's the biker. So yeah, like I said, no real confirmation on who this is. Ooh, damn. Almost survived that one, but they didn't. Thank you, other car. You have been a great accomplice in murder. Also, we've been through all this, and I don't think I actually mentioned the name of the character we're playing. So this is Cypher. She's an assassin. That's more or less it. That's all we particularly know about the character, because there are no cutscenes. Though again, I do like the little detail, like, in the previous mission, she gave the bullet a little smooch before it went flying into somebody's neck. She doesn't here, though, because we're just firing at some training dummy, base. It's something. Whatever it is, it's gonna get shot, but it's not a human being, so who cares about it? Also, oh god. I am getting points for near miss, but honestly, was it this one that took forever? One of these took me a while. I think yeah, it's definitely this one. This one took me a few tries. I think this is probably the toughest mission in the game, at least for me. Because it's very long, and the obstacles are quite tricky. So yeah, this one's kinda just the gauntlet. In terms of actual difficulty, I might have considered this one like a final mission worthy kinda deal. I don't know, maybe somebody snuck into Ultor or something. Oh, see, it's Tom Servo. Tom Servo snuck in and we've killed him now. No animation there, though, we're just done. So as another note, this game was supposed to be kind of a tie-in between Saints Row 2 and Saints Row the Third. It does look kind of in between both of them, you know? Kinda graphically. But, you know, at the end of Saints Row 2, we did have kind of a non-aggression deal with Ultor, so clearly by the end we're on good terms. So, playing as an Ultor assassin isn't really a big deal. We're not going to be going after the Saints or anything. They're safe. We seem to be getting along just fine. Oh god. Oh, this bullet. This is the bullet that just goes up or down instead of slowing down or speeding up, and it's actually pretty good for this stage, but it's still kind of a hard attack to use. Anyway, though, right, so, this being an arcade game, it was actually supposed to connect with Saints Row the Third, and oh, don't shoot the teddy bear. Supposed to unlock rewards in Saints Row the Third. So basically, you'd play through these stages, and you'd get various bits, you get weapons or clothing or whatever. But obviously, that did not pan out, because this never released, but the items you would have gotten here can still be collected in Saints Row the Third. It just became normal-ass DLC instead. I mean, it was kind of DLC before, but it just had an entire game attached to it, which I think is neat. Like, obviously, the way this game plays is nothing like a main series Saints Row game. It's a spin-off for certain. Like, this is just a completely different beast, which, if I remember correctly, they did mention, one of the reasons it did get canned was because higher-ups were like, I don't know, it's not really that much, it's not really that Saints Row-y, you know? That sort of thing, like, oh, we've got a creative, neat idea, but then somebody said, no. Not in this universe. We can't have an assassin who uses a computer to control a bullet. That would be ludicrous. The voodoo guy, sure, he's fine in this world, but that, no. You can't introduce Emperor here. And shoot the bird. Cypher seems to really hate birds, because in the main missions, they are one of the things you can just fire through to get more points. Don't know why she hates birds so much, but whatever. Not my problem. Okay, so, Corkscrewed, I think this is one that I actually did first go. If not second go. You will be able to tell from my score, because even if you fail and quit, you will still have a recorded personal best. So yeah, no, I actually did manage to get this first try. You can probably tell, how long each mission took based on the difference between my personal best and the actual final score I get. But yeah, considering I don't like a lot of these stages, I guess this isn't my favorite game, but I don't know. I did not hate playing it, and I really like the idea, and I always think it's a good idea to just have a nice score attack kind of game. So, I think it's too bad that this game did get cancelled. But I'm glad it's preserved in some capacity at least. Again, it could just be because it needed some fine-tuning, but I think... I think my main issue really is just, I don't like the Ultor stages. Because I did like the main stages. This is a game that, you know, for me at least, kind of lives and dies on aesthetics. Alright, so, with that though, here's Dex's New Digs. So yeah, this is the mission I was talking about. The crew who was streaming this said this was probably supposed to be the final one, which makes sense because we're going after Dex. So yeah, the boss said she was gonna find out what city Dex ran to, and she was going to kill him. And I guess this is supposed to be it. Now, of course, since this game was cancelled, technically speaking, it's not really canon, and you can't necessarily assume the events here actually happened, because it never came out. Oh god. That was a messy intro. But, you know, I don't think I really need to reject it as canon either. Like, we're never gonna see Anna again, so I have no qualms saying that she's dead, and, the whole Dex thing did get dropped for Saints Row the Third, so I can only assume that, even though this game was cancelled, this whole thing is canon. Take that, Windows. Getting so much score from those. Alright, pardon me, I've got a guy to kill. Is he in here? There he is, celebrating his birthday. Well, goodbye, Dex. It seems that stripper did not care about that at all. She was completely undisturbed. Alright, well, like I said, that was the main reason that I decided to play Money Shot instead of just saying, hey, it exists, you can look it up. So yeah, Money Shot is alright, but I kind of would have preferred the finished products, assuming it had more, you know, fancy stages like the 3 that I did like. But it was a neat concept, and it sucks to see it never saw the light of day in its finished form. But that being said, Dex is dead, that was the goal, so... With that done, we can now move on to Saints Row the Third. We did it, everybody. We finally ended the Dex saga. He's dead. He is dead, and it's good that he died. Though admittedly, definitely kinda weird that an assassin got to him and not the boss. I think she'll actually be disappointed about that. I think she would've wanted to kill Dex herself, honestly. She's very hands-on, you know?